Hey everyone, it's Lainey and welcome back to my channel. How are you guys doing today? I hope you're doing awesome. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're coming back to my channel, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. It is about time I uploaded this video. It is my Morphe brush collection purchase review. Do you think I should use that whole thing there in my title? I bought these back on, let's see, August 19th. That's hard to believe. I wanted a thorough review. Morphe is an online brush company. You see a lot of YouTubers using it. Very moderately priced brushes for a nice quality. I wanted to step up my brush game a little bit because I truly think good brushes do help with a better application. So I'm going to start with the face brushes I purchased first. I tried to grab some brushes that I feel like I didn't have something just like them already. So let's begin. We'll go with the most gigantic brush in the world. This is the Morphe E41. This is their round deluxe powder brush. This is $22.99, so not super cheap. But let me tell you, this brush has a good weight to it. You can tell it's not a chintzy brush. It's not heavy in your hand, but it's got a nice weight to it. It feels like a quality brush. Look at how many bristles. Again, not skimping on quality here. So I'll bake bake under the eyes, my oily areas, and then maybe I'll do my bronzer, my contour, and then I'll go in and I'll fluff off my bake first. Doesn't that sound funny to say? Fluff off my bake. But I will fluff all that translucent powder off first, and then I'll kind of go in, spread it out a little bit, and kind of buff in and smooth out my contour, bronzer, all of that, so I have more of a flawless finish. Really do recommend this brush, really enjoyed this brush. It is gigantic, so I don't like it for getting into product, especially if you're in a palette, it can kind of get into everything, but I don't really use it for that. I like it for kind of buffing in, smoothing out, and dusting off that baking powder. Really, really like this brush. Next I have the M438. This is their pointed contour brush. And what I like it for is, again, for that under eye area. If I'm not using my beauty blender to bake under the eye, I find myself grabbing this a lot to then press the translucent powder underneath my eye. It really, I mean, look at how nicely that fits in under the eye, under winged liner. I mean, that is just the perfect size. It's very soft for getting that under eye area, how delicate the skin is there. I mean, it just fits perfectly. I like it for getting around the nose too. Sometimes, I don't know if you have this, but like powder will cake up right in here around my nostril. So this just fits into those grooves and contours perfectly. It lays nicely here in my chin area, gets around my lips, in my little laugh lines, across the forehead, everything. Anything for setting powder works really nicely. I've also used it before for a foundation, powder foundation, to then lay it on this area if I feel like it wasn't quite bright enough or it got a little muddy with some of my other powders, and I can kind of pop on that lighter powder in here to make that area pop. I can't remember if I said the price. I might be repeating myself. This was $9.99, so not bad at all. This is the M459, the 1 1/4 flat contour for $11.99. So again, a moderately priced brush. Jacqueline actually did recommend this. That's the reason I got it. And I love it for cleaning up my contour. I haven't used it to contour because I don't like a super harsh contour. And this couldn't give you that straight line, intense contour. I have been using it for cleaning up my contour. So going in with a lighter powder, cleaning up the line a little bit, bringing the lightest shade down, and just getting a more precise contour without having a harsh contour. The bristles are very, very soft. They are really densely packed. There's a nice clean edge on there. This is a great brush for cleaning up contour. You could definitely contour with it. I don't know why. I haven't used it for a nose contour yet, but I think it would be excellent. This is the Morphe E3. This is the Precision Pointed Powder Brush. It's not super duper dense, kind of poofy still, which is good, but it's not so poofy. How technical are those terms, poofy? It's not so poofy that it gets everywhere. It stays very nicely concise to the area you're trying to target. I find myself using this as a blush brush the most, and I love the little angledness. I'll take that part and I can really pop it onto my cheekbones and not have my cheekbone area being this big all the way across there. I mean, I can really just follow my cheekbone and keep it very precise. This might also work really well for contouring. I haven't tried it for that. It would also work really nice for fluffing off that baking powder also under the eye because it does have that precise end and it is an angled brush. This brush I have not had any problems with shedding or anything. Again, it has a nice weight to it. Alright, next we have the M523. This brush is $14.99 and I love to use it for contouring. It's kind of a densely packed brush without being too tight. There's a lot of bristles in there. They're very soft though, I must say. These are very soft. It's just a nice size to get here under the cheekbone. It fits into the temple really nicely along the edge of the hairline. So you can really do some precise work without it being a harsh preciseness. Do you know what I mean? Some brushes are so precise for contouring that it's like a line. I don't want that. I still want it. This gives you a nice natural finish, and I also like to kind of angle it, and it just fits so nicely down here and very, very soft. Next I have the Deluxe Pointed Powder Brush at $15.99. This is the Morphe 527. It's very, very soft again, very soft. There's a lot of bristles in there as you can tell, but this is very loosely packed, so it is so nice for bronzing. I believe it was Jaclyn Hill and maybe Manny also that recommended it, and I love it for bronzing. It just picks up just enough product without going overboard, and it's just so soft, and you can really just get a nice warm bronze all over anywhere you want without it going crazy on your face with the bronze. I haven't noticed any major shedding or breaking with these real hair bristles. I really, really, really have enjoyed this brush. One thing I think is funny is these are only $1 difference, and look at how much bigger this one is to this one. That I don't get. Here is the M439 Deluxe Buffer for $13.99. So for $13.99, this is definitely a more top-notch Morphe brush. There is a nice weight to this one. I have been using this on the daily, you guys. I've actually been using it for both concealer and foundation. Now, it's not precise to get around the eye, so I'll use something else to do right up around my eyes, but then I'll buff out my concealer into my foundation so it's just a seamless airbrushed finish so that it's all blending together. It's a nice size so you're covering a good amount of your face without feeling like you're working at it for days. My one complaint with this brush is I'm having some, not fallout, but some of my bristles are sticking up, so I need to go in and trim them down, but I'm not noticing any major fallout, which is nice. It's so soft against the skin. It doesn't leave a bunch of bristle marks on my face. I hate that when my foundation, like you can see the lines the brush has made on your face. I don't experience that with this brush. I've actually been picking it over my beauty blender lately, because I've been lazy and don't want to wet my beauty blender. So I've been using this and I've been loving it. Really, really loving it. Next we have the M510 Pro Round Blender. $7.99 for this brush. So many people were raving about this brush for highlighter. They were not lying. That is all I use this for, and it is dreamy. It's so soft again with the real hairs. And it just gives you such a soft application where, I mean, it picks up some pigment, don't get me wrong. I mean, it picks up some product, you get a highlight, it's like, well, bam, but it's soft at the same time. The highlight is soft. I think there's enough fluffiness to the bristles that it helps it just soften out the highlight. I start in right on the top of my cheekbone, and then I might softly blend it out a little bit more, but oh my gosh. And it's a good size for nose, not too big, for upper lip. Get around the eye. I mean, wherever you want to go ham with your highlighter, this does the trick. I have tried cream, powder with this, and it does great with both. Really enjoying that one so far. We'll go to the E29. This is the Angled Brow Spoolie for $3.99, a very affordable price there. You can tell it's a nice quality brush. I do love a brow spoolie. It's really nice for brushing out the brows, getting them in place. And lately I've been really into powdered brow products. I don't know, they just give you a really nice thickness to the brow while still being natural and not as harsh as some brow products. And this is really a perfect size. It's pretty thin. It's hard to tell there, but it's pretty thin. It's not too wide, so you can really get a nice precision to that end of the brow. Very, very soft bristles. It's a pretty densely packed brush for how small it is, and the spoolie is a nice size. So I really have been enjoying this brush, especially for $3.99. I mean, that's basically drugstore pricing right there. That's a very good deal on this one. The next angled brush I got is the Angled Eyeliner B12. Again, super affordable, $2.99. The bristles on this are very soft. There's a nice amount of bristles, but I'm going to tell you the truth. This is not a favorite at all. This is my only regret in the entire purchase. It is quite thick for an winged eyeliner, at least on my eyes. I have hooded eyes, so I need a really thin line for you to be able to see any of my eyelid and eyeshadow at all when it comes to eyeliner, and this is so thick. Shopping online, it's so hard to tell how thick something's gonna be, and this is just way too thick. And that is just not gonna work for my hooded eyes. Darn it, disappointed by this one. This is the B10. This is actually a concealer brush. It works so nicely for picking up really pigmented, foiled eyeshadows and then laying them on top of the lid. It works so nicely for really packing on the pigment. It's a very smooth texture. The bristles are so soft. And it's just a really nice size. You've got quite a bit of room to work with there. And it just, seriously, it just packs on that pigment so well. I have really been loving this brush. I would highly recommend this one. It is only $2.99, so again, a super steal on this one. The B10 Super Steel Concealer Brush is great for eyeshadow. I have never used it for concealer. I probably never will, but I love it for some eyeshadow. Next we have E36. This is the detailed crease brush at $4.99, and it is so good, you guys. So good for getting under the eye here and really smoking out a look or blending out any powder under the eye. You can get right into your crease area if you really want to smoke out the crease and keep it very detailed. It works so good. It's so tiny. The bristles are so soft. For how small it is, there's quite a bit of bristles in there, and it's got a nice tapered point for any precise detailed work. And I have crepey eyes, and let me tell you, it fits so nicely into that crease area. I could really smoke this look out, get in here and just work, and make it super smoky. This brush is so good. I really have enjoyed this one. The M432 Flat Liner Definer at $3.99. Again, such a good deal on this one, $3.99. This brush is so great, you guys. I love this brush. I believe Jacqueline recommended this brush on her channel, and it is so good for making a smoky eye, a soft smoky eye, a bold smoky eye, a natural eye. It works for everything because you can get into that lower lash line so easily. It fits so well in there. I've used it for kind of buffing out the top lash line. Again, with my small eyelids, sometimes I just want a soft smokiness to my lash line, and it gets in there so well behind the lashes, under the lashes. And I have even picked up pigment just on half of the brush to then add that pop of color right in here. You could bring your highlight into the lash line. There's so much you can do with this. It is such a nice size. Again, these bristles are all so very soft, you guys. All of the bristles so soft. There's a nice denseness to the bristles, the right amount of stiffness to where it's not hard against the skin. It's very workable, but still a nice firm line for getting under that lower lash line or upper lash line. The M321 Bullet Crease. It is $2.89. This brush, again, has that nice tapered end. These bristles, you guys, might be the softest. Let me think. Let me feel. This is the softest bristles out of maybe all of them, and it's so cheap. These bristles are so soft, so flexible, but they have that nice tapered end, and there's a lot of bristles in there. Get into the inner corner here for that highlight. It works so nicely for packing in the pigment there. It also fits under the brow so nicely because of that tapered end. I mean, for $2.89, that's unheard of. And it's just a great size. It's so soft. It's really nice for blending out under the eye if you really want to smoke it out, soften that edge under the eye, because the bristles are so soft, they're not going to bother that delicate skin under your eyes. Again, you can fit it into the crease so nicely and work it out. There's so many things you could do with this. The E22 Pointed Blender at $6.99. This is one of their nicer brushes. I mean, look at how nice this looks. This does not look like a cheap brush at all. This is great for blending out the smoky crease, for blending out any color in here. The bristles are very, very soft, very soft. This is a densely packed brush, let me tell you, but it's still fluffy enough that you can really blend out for a seamless finish on the eye. I have been loving this for doing any of the darker colors on the outer edge and just working it out, working it into the crease and keeping it really soft. It's also really great for going in with that lighter highlight to buff out the edges of any eye look so you don't have any harsh lines and it's a really seamless flow. Here we have the M433 Pro Firm Blending Fluff Brush. I love that, the Fluff Brush. This is $5.99. This is a natural hair brush. The bristles are super soft once again. You guys, I know I've said this so many times with every brush, but they're all so soft. And this one is nice because, as you can tell, it's a little bit flatter on the end. They're kind of all cut the same length. It's a little bit denser, firmer. It's not quite as, it says fluff, but it's not fluffy. There is still that movement with the fluff in the title, but it's not like a powder brush where you're going to get stuff everywhere. You can be so much more concise with this brush. Again, have been loving it for blending out the darker shadows, that smokiness going into the inner eye and keeping it really soft. I've been loving it for putting powder on top of cream shadow. That's what I've been finding myself using it for a lot. And the last brush I have here, this is the M441. I think this is a little bit deceiving with it saying firm because it's not, it's a fluffy brush, so it's not what I would call firm. I have been using this all the time for setting my eyeshadow primer with a powder. It works so well for just doing that all over base tone, whatever I'm wanting to use in the base, then going in with my lightest transition shade and starting that blending process. It works so well for buffing out the edges again so I don't have any harsh lines on a look. This is a great brush. I will say this one I have to shape them when drying a little bit more. I've got a few flyaways here on the edge. Nothing crazy, but I do like to take my hand and smooth them down for the drying process so they all stay together. Okay guys, so my overall impression of my Morphe, that's a new brand out there somewhere. My Morphe purchase. All of the bristles are so soft. You can tell Morphe cares about their product. These are high quality brushes. The prices range from very affordable to more moderately priced, but none of them are like shockingly expensive like some of those big brands out there that we know of. I did receive free shipping, which is nice. I will say their free shipping, I believe you have to spend $100, so you have to really rack up a purchase before you can get that free shipping. So for some that might be a deterrence because you don't want to break the bank with your purchase. The only brush I'm not loving is that angled eyeliner brush. That is the only one out of all of these that I'm not using on the regular. I haven't noticed any shedding at all with any of my brushes, which is huge. I mean, that's a great sign of a high quality brush. My favorite brush out of this, if I had to pick, oh my gosh, honestly, I can't decide. All of these are great brushes besides that eyeliner brush for me personally. I am happy with my purchase. I've been using them like crazy, really enjoying these brushes. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and maybe narrow down some of your crazy online shopping cart that's like this long. At least, am I the only one who's like, my cart was like this full and I had to condense it down because I wanted everything. If you have any questions about any of these brushes, leave comments below. I'm happy to answer any questions you have. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. I would love to have you be a part of my YouTube family. Like really, I would. And make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter because I love getting to chat with you guys. And as always, please try to stay positive because at the end of the day, that is truly all we can try to do. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.